Let's go. I will discuss the quizzes when I get to them. Don't put them away. Keep them off to the side because that's going to be a big part of today is going over every single question. Here's where we are right now, just to give you some real semblance here of how close this is coming here. Today's the 8th. So we have today, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday to review. Another review quiz on Friday. Same thing as this one, except I am not giving out the topics because none of you did anything with them, all right, for the most part. Okay, so there's no reason for me to give out the topic. So it'll just be another 20 questions, another 15 questions. You can pick 10 on Friday. Monday, we don't have any school, and then we have 4 more days here. Okay, so as far as in-class review goes, we have 8 in-class review days to go. Okay. On the 20th, on that Saturday, if you're interested, I'm going to be here from 12 to 3 in this classroom on the 20th for any review that you want to do. All right, and I'll make more announcements as the time approaches. The 22nd, I'll be here all that morning. I have an exam at 1 o'clock, so I will not be here from 1 on. All right, but I will be here in the morning. I'll be here all day the 23rd, and I'll be here in the morning before our exam on the 24th, which remember is at 12:30. Okay? All right, so a lot of review time still ahead of us. All right? I need your June 2017 exam out. All right, June 2017. There were 2 questions on Friday that I did not finish because of time, and I want to do that right now with you. June 2017. Go to question 23 first. Okay, we all set to go. All right, I'm going to take care of these first 2. Maybe ask you guys a couple questions along the way because a lot of you guys are going to be participating when we do that review quiz in a second. All right, here we go. 23. This expression can be written as which one of the following? So we're asked to basically reduce it. Try to factor if you can. I am hoping 2 weeks from Wednesday, we're not in the habit of just crossing out X's and squares and seeing what's left. You can't do that when there's plus and minuses. Everyone ready to factor? I hope you have no problem factoring the denominator. I'm going to work with you on the numerator, but the denominator should be no issue. You take out an x squared, and what are we left with? X plus 2. Done. There's the denominator. Let me work with you now in the numerator, everybody, on the numerator. Put this a little higher up. Negative 3x squared minus 5x plus 2. Factoring that. I'm going to do grouping right now. Okay, how to factor this using grouping. Anybody remember the first step to grouping? Multiply the a and the c value, which are what here? Negative 3 times 2, which gives me negative 6. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this polynomial, but not with negative 5x, with 2 new terms and still plus 2. Here's where I need your help, and here's the big part of grouping. I need 2 terms that are going to add to that negative 5x, but multiply to that negative 6 you just found me. So I need you to think right now. 2 terms that'll combine together to give me negative 5x, but when I multiply will give me negative 6. Multiply to negative 6, add to that negative 5. Where are you, Jess? Got to add to negative 5, but multiply to negative 6. Okay. So maybe it wasn't 3 and 2. Maybe there's another one that multiplies to 6. Anybody go? Check. Negative 6 and positive 1. So negative 6x, positive 1x. Everyone see? I didn't change anything because if you combine them, they become negative 5x. All right, so now here's your grouping time. Let's group them. They get grouped. What are you taking out of the first one? Negative 3x. What's left? X, be careful, X plus 2. So what would I have to take out of this next one to leave X plus 2? Don't say nothing. Just 1, yep. So plus 1, X plus 2. All right, so what's this factor into? Give me your GCFs out in front, negative 3X plus 1 and X plus 2. All right, let's go to work now. Now that I've just factored that by grouping. What can I cross out? Okay, let's keep going with me here. What's left? Negative 3X plus 1 over X squared. I take a look at my multiple choices. It's not there. Don't circle it because it looks close enough on choice 2. It's not the same. It's minus 1. This is plus 1. Don't circle it because, hey, it's just the same because it's not your final answer. So what else could I do to this then? I've gone as far as I can, you think. What else could I do with this? Here you go. And this is why this is so tough for us. You can break it up because you can do negative 3X over that denominator and you can do 1 over the denominator. That's the same thing. Break it up into 2 separate fractions. Negative 3X over X squared, 1 over X squared. Everyone all right? What can you reduce now here? Okay. You can reduce an X now. What's left? Negative 3 over X plus, there's not really anything I can do there. Is that answer up there anywhere? Darn. But do you see, take a look at this solution. I see a lot of negative exponents here. Remember what we talked about on Friday? If something's negative, you send it to the basement, right? Send it to the denominator. Well, all right. What if I wanted to bring that X up? I would make it what? Not X to the first, but X to the negative first. And what if I wanted to bring that squared up? Make it X to the negative 2. And we find out choice 4. Now, I know that's a lot of work. Let me show you. I want to show you this, though, in case, God forbid, it's on a part 2, 3, 4 where we have to show your work. Easy way out of this, pick a number. Anybody, go ahead, pick a number. 11, fine. Store 11 in for X. Find out what you get here. Then store 11 into each of those and see when they're equal. Okay? Why didn't I show you that from the beginning? Because I want you guys to have some idea of where everything is coming from here. So everyone see, easily I could just store in a random number for X, store that same number in for X in each of the multiple choices, and find out which one's going to be equal to the original. Easy way around it. Questions? All right, let's go to 19 now. 19. Okay, Ren solved this. He multiplied both sides by the least common denominator. Which one is true? All right, we're going to do the same thing because I have seen too many of these on a part 3 and 4 where you're going to have to do these out yourself. X minus 2, X. Can you do anything to that denominator? What can you do to it? Factor it, right? Go ahead and factor it. X, take out an X, and what's left? X minus 2. Can you tell me what the common denominator is going to be for those 3? Ready? What's in common? What duplicates? An X minus 2, right? So X minus 2. And anything else? I got the X minus 2. Anything else duplicate, guys? You just found your common denominator. X times X minus 2. Is there an equal sign in this problem? Get rid of the darn denominators then. Okay? So go ahead. When I multiply each of these, here we go, I'll do it down here. When I multiply my common denominator, right here, what crosses out? X minus 2's are gone. What's left? Times 2x, which would give me Stop me right now if you have no idea where that 2x squared came from. What I did, I multiplied these two together. The x minus 2's are gone, and I'm left with 2x times x, 2x squared. What crosses out here now? The x, right? And you're left with 11 times x minus 2, right? But what type of 11 do you have? Negative. So go ahead, distribute negative 11. Go ahead, negative 11x minus, or minus, is it minus? Plus 22. And then what's going to cross out here on the other side of the equal sign? Everything. So I'm not left with, well, I am left with a 1, but just going to be 8. Yep. All right, let's keep going. Move the 8 over, everybody. Move the 8. You get plus 14. Good thing we just practiced grouping because we're going to do it again. Who wants to take the first step of grouping? First step of grouping. Go ahead, Sarah. Okay, which I end up with 2 times 14, which gives me 28. All right, so 2x squared, something, something plus 14. Sarah, need somebody. Let's go. Okay, two numbers that'll add together to get negative 11, but multiply to that 28. Negative 7 and 2 gives me 14. Negative 7 and, not 2, but to get 28. Because 7 and 2 is 14 when you multiply. So 7 and 4. So minus 4x and minus 7x. Let's go, Carolyn. Need somebody else. Group them. Here we go. I'm going to group them. What can you take out of the first one? Okay, go ahead. What's left? X minus 2. What do you want to take out of the next one? So I am hopefully left with x minus 2 again. Okay, good. You notice. Negative 7, and then I'll be left with x minus 2. Okay, keep going. Need somebody else. Allie. Okay. What's this factor into? I'm sorry, yeah, 2x. This is minus 7, not 7x. 2x minus 7, and yep, and we're still setting this equal. This is all equal to 0 still. Yep, Sarah, go. Say that again. Negative 7, because when I distribute here, I'm going to get 14, right? Okay, just took out a GCF and negative 7 there. Okay, Caitlin, need somebody else? Who? Okay, Shannon, ready? One answer here is going to be 2, and the other over here is going to be, oh, we got to do a little work, it looks like. 2x minus 7 equals 0. When you solve it, Shannon, let me know. X equals 7 over 2. All right, so we got the two solutions, I think. 2 and 7/2. Go back to the multiple choice. 2, anybody know what that word means right there? Extraneous. Meaning it's rejected. It's a rejected solution. Okay? Is 7/2 a rejected solution? Is 0 and 2? Well, I can get rid of that right away. Anybody know why I can get rid of that one right away? What wasn't a solution? 0, so that's can't be true. It wasn't even a solution, so it can't be a rejected one. And I don't know, maybe 4 might be true. How do I tell if it's a rejected solution or not? Store it in, right? Okay, store it in, and I'm going to be quick with you guys. How I know 2 automatically isn't going to be a rejected answer without storing anything in. What happens when you get 2 down here? What do you get in the denominator? Is that ever possible? Nope, so it's automatic. I'm going to reject 2. So 2 is an extraneous solution. It's a rejected solution. Okay? Questions? Okay, you can put that away in order here. Sarah, you want to step out? We'll bring your desk out and chair, and you can work on those problems. Well, you can bring out the desk. I don't want people walking by thinking I treat you guys awful, you know. Okay, review quiz. Extra sheet of paper out, please, that you're going to staple with all the work to every question. If you need to share between people, share between people. Okay? Extra sheet of paper out that you're going to do all the work on for all 15 questions. You're all set, sir? Okay. Remember, the answers are in that booklet, okay? Okay, let's do this. Here we go. Get an extra sheet of paper out. I'm going to pass a stapler around at the end, and you guys can staple them together. And have your graphing calculators out. Those are going to play a part in a couple of these questions. Okay, here you go. First, a couple comments about the review quiz. Class average was a 65. You would think after I said that, now it's time for me to just blow a gasket and go off, but nope, not at all. Okay, I reminded you guys at the beginning of this review that if you just plan on doing what we do in class and that's it's going to be tough to get that 27 points. Especially if you guys were in that third group I talked about where you're going to struggle to get 27 points. If what we do in class is the only thing you do, you're going to struggle. Okay, even if you guys aren't doing that, you're seeing how tough. And I'll tell you, I think you guys would agree, these here, I think are a little bit easier than what the actual multiple choices are going to be. Okay, on the test. So we'll have another one on Friday. So the goal is to get at least 1 point better on Friday. Okay, but you guys know what you have to do. All right, I got a ton of review going on. So, all right, here we go. We're going to go one by one. If you got it right, great. If you didn't, let's go. Let's write stuff down. And even if you got it right, you may have guessed, and you know that if you did or not on Friday, write down the correct work towards it. All right. Who just ended that last problem here with me? Because we're going to keep going around the room here. Shannon needs somebody here to help me with one, whether they did it or not. Matt, here we go. Ready? As soon as I see negatives underneath the radical, I think it's going to have i's in there, which it will. Okay? When you take a negative out, you get an I. So, hey, guys, every time I'm going to take a negative out, I'm going to get an I here. All right? So, Matt, let's start with 125. Can you help me break down the square root of 125? What's the biggest one that goes into 125 evenly? 25 and times 5. So you end up with what? 5i, but radical. No. 5i radical 5. Questions on how we got that? Breaking down 25. That's it. The i's on the outside because it's negative. Matt, square root of 20 now. Breaks down into what? Okay, I'll put the i's on in a second. 4 and 5, right? So that'll break down into 2i radical 5, right? So minus 2i radical 5. And then what's the square root of 25? 5, and it's got the negative, so it's going to be plus 5i. You cannot combine all three. Do all three have a radical 5? No. So this is just going to stay in my answer. Plus 5i. That doesn't have a radical 5 attached, so I'm staying. Now, Matt, 5i minus 2i. 3i, and then I still put the radical 5. 3i radical 5 plus 5i. Yep. Yep. No, you can. So you're saying, let me see, Carly, you're asking if that was like a 6, a 5? This would be my final answer. Yep. I can only combine things that have the same number underneath the radical. Okay. Good question. Anybody else? Yep. Jess. Radical 20, I broke it down into 4 and 5. The radical 20 became 2i radical 5. Because 20 I broke down into 4 and 5. Square root of 4 is 2. And then I brought the radical 5 with it. Good? Anybody else before we move on? Matt, let's go. Mark, here we go. Compositions, we work inside out. Inside out. The number's 1/2. Now you have two choices, Mark. We can plug it in for G or we can plug it in for F. We work inside out. What's the first function inside? F or G? Which one? G, right here. G of 1/2. So I'm going to take that. What's the G function here? Well, I'm going to plug in 1/2, but what am I plugging 1/2 into? So which one, though? There's a bunch of X's up here. So G of X. Everyone, I'm going to take 1/2 and plug it into the G of X function. So 1 over 1/2. Everyone see that? I took place right here. And for some of the scores we should have got, people should be writing on this paper like it's on fire. What'd you get there, Mark? 2. Now I take that answer and keep going outside. I take that answer and plug it in for the f of x function. So that's going to be 3 times 2 minus 2 times 2 squared. And after I did all that, I ended up with 6 minus 8, which is -2. Yep. Anything at all here? Okay, let's move. Next one. What do you got, Mark? Okay, just multiply. Product, multiplying them. Here we go, Emma. X to the 4th times x to the 4th. Numerator times numerator. What do you have? Okay, stop right there so everyone can see that. X squared over 16. Numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. All right, x to the 4th times 1/3. X over 12, yep. Now I'm going to distribute 1/3. 1/3 times x to the 4th, or x over 4. And then the last two terms, 1/3 times -1/3. Yep. And what's going to happen to those x over 12s? And I'm just going to be left with x squared over 16 minus 1/9. Yep. So choice 2. Questions? All right, let's keep moving, Emma. Everyone got your graphing calculators ready for the next one? Okay, this one's going to involve your graphing calculator, so go right ahead, plug it right in for me. Everyone's got it plugged. Shoot, I thought I had it plugged in. I go to graph it. Whew. If I'm looking for the greatest height, I'm never going to see it on the graph. Need somebody here, Emma, to help me out with this one. What do I change, Matt, on my calculator? Okay, I want now take a look, Matt. Take a look. I want to see more what values on here, x values or y values. Okay, so I go to my window and I should change what value here. Which one did you set to 50? Y max to 50. Yep, because I need to see more y values, so I'll set that sure to 50. I can always change it. Let's see if that's going to help me out. Okay, I still don't see it, so let's go back. Window, now change it to. Okay. Going back. What do you want to set it to now? Is there a trick to like knowing this? You can never pick too large, remember. You can always pick too small, obviously, but 130. There we go. Okay, so where's its greatest? All right, now, where's its greatest? If you guys hit second trace now, which one do I want? I know we've been working intersection quite a bit, but I don't want that here. I'm looking for the maximum, yep. And this is a little bit different than intersect. I hit intersect. Let me try that again. Maximum choice 4. It'll say left bound, meaning get that spider somewhere to the left of where you think the maximum is. It doesn't have to be close. And then it'll say get it to the right of the max. And then your guess. And now let's talk about these numbers that are up here, because some of you did pick 99. Okay? What's the question? Go back, Matt, read the question. What am I looking for here? The time it takes. Time is on the x-axis. So I needed the x value here. What's this 99 representing? Not the time, but the actual height. The maximum height it reaches is 99. Okay, the time it reaches is about 4.5. All right? Questions, because I'm going to go a little bit faster now. Okay, 5. A lot of you, all right, maybe you just picked 8 over 50 because there was 2 of them, and that must have been the right answer. But how do you get there then? All right, we got 18 in the chorus, 26 taking band, and 2 take both. So there's 2 kids being counted twice here and here. So that's why I had to take my 18 and 26, add them, yeah, but then subtract out the 2 that take both. So I'm only counting them once. You ended up with, what, 42? Right, 42 out of 50. And that's what some of you circled because you didn't read that it's not enrolled in either one. Yeah, hey, guys, 42 are enrolled in chorus or band. Totally agree. But I'm looking for the probability they're not enrolled. And how many kids total are in the class? 50. So 50 are in the class, 42 are enrolled in either chorus or band. Not enrolled would be 8 out of 50. Okay, 8 out of 50. 6, I'm not going to spend any time on because I know you can just use your calculator. Okay, let's go to 7 here. 7, now I'm just going to, it's probably not working anyway. This came down to, do you know the formula or not? What's the formula? 2 pi over b. What's my b value? 6. 2 pi over 6. I allowed that. Some of you guys tried to put it in decimal form. Try to leave the pi in your answer, please. All right, leave the pi in your answer. And what's that reduced down to? Pi over 3. There's the period, pi over 3. What's that -4? I mean, what's the 4? That's amplitude. What's the negative doing? I'm hitting all bases here. Flips it over. X-axis. Good. All right, 8. The front wasn't that bad, by the way. The back was a disaster. So here we go. Make sure we take good notes here. What's the solution here? Oh, boy, you could have saved yourself a lot of trouble. Some of you guys try to factor it and everything. Guys, what's the highest exponent up here? 5. What's that tell you? You should have 5 answers. There's only one choice that has 5 answers. Okay, something simple like that. But, whoa. I don't want, again, what if that appeared on a part 2 or 3? How would you solve it? Ready? What can you take out? What's a GCF I could take out? I could take out an x and even more. A 2x. Stay with me. What's left when I take out a 2x? X to the 4th minus 16. All right, let's keep factoring. These are both perfect squares. Oh, hold on. X to the 4th is a perfect square for x squared and x squared, right? 16 is a perfect square for 4n. 4, what do you know about the signs? And guess what? One more time. Which one up here can you still factor? X squared minus 4, so 2x. What's x squared minus 4 factor into? X plus 2 and x minus 2. Can you do anything with the x squared plus 4? Nope. Okay, so where do these 5 answers come from? What are you going to get for answers here? Plus or minus 2? How are you going to deal with that? Jess, how are you going to deal with that? So you get x squared, and let me just show everybody. You get x squared equals negative 4. Yep. Plus or minus 2i, yep. Hey, hold on. Hey. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's the 5th one? 2x equal to 0. X equals 0. So that's why there was 5. All right, that's why there was 5. All right, 9. Which statement's true about? Okay, remember when it's a function. What do you know if it's a function? What do you know? Jess? No x values repeat. If it's a function, no x values repeat. So look at the m function here. Do any x values repeat? No, so that must mean m is a function. All right, so let's see. I can get rid of 3. I can get rid of 4, so I'm down to 1 and 2. Inverse. What did we talk? Inverse. Switch. X and Y. So take all those points right now and switch X and Y. 1, negative 1. 1, 1. 4, 2. Negative 2. 4, 2. Can we stop right here? Are X values repeating? So does that mean, is the inverse a function? No. X's cannot repeat if it's a function. Whew. Any questions from you guys as we hit the home stretch here? All right, 10. Which of the following functions increases as the input value approaches negative infinity? Where's negative infinity up on my axis here? Going this way, right? So as I go towards negative infinity, it increases. So it's going to go something like that. Everyone agree? As it goes toward, what happens when I go towards positive infinity? As I approach negative infinity, it increases. As I approach positive infinity, it decreases. Which graph is going to look like that? Well, I can go to my calculator. Okay, I can go to my calculator. I know which 2 I can get rid of right away, though. I don't know if anybody remembers this from last year. If it's an even degree, the highest exponent is even. You remember how they both ended up going the same way? All right, so I can eliminate 4 and 3. And if it's an odd degree, they go opposite. You just got to remember which way, and you guys have calculators. So if you didn't get this right, or if you did, maybe, go ahead, try out 1 and 2. You tell me which one ends up going up to the left and down to the right. Go ahead, graph them. You may have to turn your window back into standard for me. Zoom standard on the top. Go figure which one's going up. Let's go up to the left, down to the right. Which one you finding? Choice. Yep. All right, 11. Name the quadrant. -4, 3. What quadrant am I in? -4, 3. I'm trying to help you guys be better multiple choice takers here. -4, 3. There it is right here. And you're finding the value of sine. All students take classes. What do I know about sine in the second? Sine in the second quadrant is? So there go half the choices already. You're 50-50 now. Everyone see why I'm eliminating the negatives. Sine's positive in the second quadrant. All right, how do I find out which one? Make yourself a right triangle, everybody. Make yourself a right triangle. And remember, this point was -4, 3. Anybody know how long this side of your right triangle is going to be? 4. And then up to? How long is this leg going to be? 3. How about finding the hypotenuse? Pythag? 3 squared plus 4 squared equals c squared. If you know that triple already. How long is the hypotenuse? 5, yep. Okay, here we go. Sine. If you think SOHCAHTOA, and that, unfortunately, I'm not bringing that board in a couple weeks, so we can't just peek back there. Sine's going to be what? Opposite over hypotenuse. Ready? Take a look at your triangle with me. What's opposite? 3. What's the hypotenuse? There it is. Questions? All right, a lot of people got this one mistake, had a mistake on 12. Single-sided die. What are my outcomes? What are my outcomes? Right? What's the probability you roll a multiple of 3 given it's already even? It's already even. Those are your choices. How many of them are there? 3 outcomes now. There's not 6 anymore because it's given, it's an even number. And out of these 3, how many are multiples of 3? Just the 1. So it's a 1 out of 3 chance, not 1 out of 6. That was a common answer. Everyone see you're given, it's got to be even already. All right, have your calculator. Go ahead and graph that one for me so I can figure out if it's decay or growth right away. So everyone go ahead, graph 13. What was in there again? 2 5/7. You tell me just by the graph if this is growth or decay. It's growth, right? Just by the graph alone, this has got to be growth. Decay, decay. So is it growth by 28 or 96%? All right, here's how you tell. You use the equation. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this part right here, the B value we talked about last week. So everyone go ahead, 5/7 raised to the -2. 5/7 raised to the -2. And let me know what you get as a decimal. 5/6 to the -2. Here we go. What do you guys end up as a decimal? 1 point? And this is what? Growth or decay? Growth. So remember what that 1.96 represented? 1 plus the rate. So what must have been the rate for me to get 1.96? 96%. Okay. All right. You're not going to have, I'm not going to have time to do 14 and 15 right now, but I will finish it tomorrow. Take out your January 2017 exam, the one I gave you yesterday, or on Friday, as you guys walked in before the quiz. January 2017. Four. I don't think I'm asking a lot here. 4 problems to try out tonight. Everyone, does anybody need a answer booklet? Okay, make sure I give one to you before you leave, Olivia. These answers and work are all in that booklet, so you don't have to go on Aspen anymore. All right, look in that booklet for January 2017 and take a look at if you got the answers correct or not, and for the work. 4 people are going to show us tomorrow how to do it. Okay, Olivia, they should be right on the middle shelf. I think, yep, middle shelf underneath the green books. See the answer pamphlet there?